What's up, my PT peeps? One Eye Bri back to talk The Walking Dead discussion and what should happen to Negan. Spoilers ahead if you don't know the comic book, the show, anything general spoilers, because we're going to talk about a lot of different things that you might not be aware of. So Negan, he is upon us. Season 7 is the Negan show, and what do you think should happen to him? Basically, in the Season 7 premiere, it was tough to watch because of his actions, what he did against the group. Some people are Team Negan, most people are Team Rick, but some people like Negan. If you like Negan, it's probably because you're a comic book fan. I don't know too much for you to really like about the guy. He's been in 1.25 episodes so far, but Jeffrey Dean Morgan is very charismatic, and he does a good job as Negan, I would say, even though he's too damn skinny. Abraham, Glenn, they're out the door. It's a shame. I'm going to miss him for sure. Big Red, Pizza Boy, gonna miss Glenn. It's heartbreaking to watch here on there too. So what do Walking Dead fans want? We want justice for this, right? I'm going to kill you. Not today, not tomorrow, but I'm going to kill you. That's what Rick says. Rick says that from the comic book line, and we'll talk about the comics in a second, and the show is not the comics and the comics aren't the show. I know people love to say that every freaking day, but they stick to big storylines. Just like, they're not going to kill Glenn, it's from the comic book, that's too easy. Then they killed Abraham and Glenn because both of those characters aren't in the storyline coming up. They stick to major storylines and plots of the show. They're not that great of writers to change it up. They do big things for the comic book, iconic things that have happened. Now, that being said, I would love for them to mix up the story of Negan, but we'll talk about that in a second. They stuck to a lot of the comic book in this storyline. Greg Nicotero has said, the executive producer, that there's going to be more going forward of the comic book, and it might just be my interpretation, but I'm sure they stuck to a lot of the comic book because Negan is iconic in the comic book. He's probably the biggest star from when he arrived in issue 100 to going forward of the comic book. It was a major change. But who's going to step up? I'm hoping Maggie does. I'm hoping Rick gets his shit together. Daryl's a mess. Carl's probably going to step up, and hopefully we get some more Jesus going forward as well in season 7 and 8. So we'll see how it plays out, but this is just a general discussion, and I want your opinion, guys. Post your comments below. What should happen to Negan? You know, he is charismatic. He's going to do some good things and some bad things and whatever, but for mainly this and killing Abraham too. Remember, Abraham died too. Glenn's getting all the publicity, but Abraham died too, and it's going to be a big loss. But what do you think should happen? Should Rick kill Negan? Should Maggie kill Negan? Should Carl kill Negan? Should Negan die? Or should they stick to the comic book and put him in jail? Because for those who know, in the All-Out War storyline, the tides get turned and flipped on Negan, and they put him in a jail cell, which we have on the show thanks to Morgan. And that's a big upcoming foreshadowing thing, to have Rick be looking that way into someone in the jail cell. And, you know, there's a time lapse in the comic to do that. Negan gets captured. He gets his, we'll show you the picture, but he gets basically his throat slit by Rick. He doesn't die. They keep him alive for some reason, but Negan was a threat. He should be taken out. And for those who like the comic, you know, Negan is a big part of it, and going forward, people love Negan, and Kirkman loves Negan. He does some good things with slashing Spencer, which I think will definitely happen on the show. I hope it does. But basically right here, this was all said. But I will kill you. But that's never happened yet in the comic. Negan is still alive to this day. Rick says it on the show, he says it in the comic, but nothing has happened. And he's had chances to kill Negan, that's for sure, but it just never happened. But we'll see. Rick's going to be a beaten man and a broken man early on, but he comes back around and he steps up, and this is basically what happens. Where he takes Negan out, Negan is all, you know, sliced up and everything, but they don't kill him. They go forward with it, putting him in the jail cell, keeping him alive for some ungodly reason. You know, they should just have killed him. And I kind of want justice for it, but I doubt it will ever happen. Dwight takes over as the leader of the Saviors and becomes a big part of the show. That's another story altogether. Should Dwight die as well? Because we have Daryl on the show and no Daryl in the comics. He has a major part with the Whisperers, Negan. He gets out of his jail cell and basically does this. For those who know about it, it's a big scene, and it should play out on the show. So Negan can't die by that part, because the Whisperers won't probably be into seasons 8 or 9, whoever, when they bring him back. Negan comes around. You see Dwight's little problem with authority with Negan, so it's already coming about. We'll see in today's episode, The Cell, episode 3. But what do you think should happen to Negan? Post your comments. I know I want justice for that too, and just beating him up and doing whatever might not be the best for killing Glenn and Abe. So we'll see how it goes down on there too. But you want to be satisfied. When the governor did his shit on there too, he got killed. But he got killed in the comics, so they stuck with it too. So what do you think should happen to Negan? Maybe Baby Judith takes him out in this Walker Stalker picture. No, I just love this picture. It's great. So let us know, guys. What do you think? I think Negan's going to stay around for a long time. If the damn governor got a season and a half, Negan's going to get at least a season and a half, probably more than that. So there you go, guys. Like, share, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Post your comments to the questions asked. And as always, thank you for watching.